So we have now the restoration to the Glorious Revolution. Okay, so Charles II is invited back to be king, and he's going to be an absolute ruler, but he's actually going to be pretty popular. You know, the stuff he does, people actually like, and they accept him as an absolute ruler because the country's doing well. Okay. His son, then, James II, is going to inherit the throne in 1685. Okay, but he's hated, people don't like him, and eventually they're going to try to overthrow him. So they invite his daughter, Mary, and her husband, William III, to take over the throne in 1688. So they're kind of wanting to kick out Charles II. So his daughter and her husband invited, they come to take over the crown. And instead of fighting or anything like that, James II just fled England. He didn't feel like fighting. So this is one of the first times in history there's a bloodless revolution. Okay, there's no fighting or anything like that. No heads roll, nobody's killed. And so they refer to it as the Glorious Revolution because they did it without any bloodshed, which is pretty crazy because most of the time a lot of people die in revolutions. However, before they take the throne, William and Mary have to accept acts passed by Parliament. Okay, so Parliament creates a lot of things in the English Bill of Rights to protect their rights as members of Parliament and the people. Okay, so they have to accept these acts before they're allowed to take the throne. So Parliament becomes superior. Okay, it's still a monarchy. They still have control of things, but Parliament is going to be superior to the Crown. The Crown sort of has to answer to Parliament now instead of the other way around. The House of Commons, where the regular people are, have the power of the purse. So they're the ones that deal with all the money that's going in and out of the Crown. Instead of the king being able to spend money on lavish dinners and all this expensive clothes or stuff, they would give them enough money, or what they thought was enough money for them to have for clothes and food and that type of thing. And the House of Commons is going to have the power of the purse. So they're going to be dealing with all that money stuff. They're going to be dealing with how much to pay for wars and stuff like that. Okay. The monarch could not interfere with debate in Parliament. So if there's something going on in Parliament that needs to be debated, they're allowed to debate it, and the king can't stop that. Also, there to be no Roman Catholics on the throne whatsoever. Okay, based on their history, they were scared that another Catholic would come in and burn Protestants again. So no more Roman Catholics on the throne. They also ensured habeas corpus for the general population. So, but in particular, they're trying to protect themselves. So you cannot be jailed without being charged. You can't be held in jail forever if you're not being charged with something. If they arrest you, they have to charge you with something, and then you have to go to trial. So all of these things end up creating a limited monarchy. So the king or queen or king and queen still have power, but it's a lot more limited. They're not absolute rulers. So with the limited monarchy, England will also become a constitutional monarchy. They will become a constitutional government. The government is limited by the law. They are limited by a constitution. A constitution is drawn up, agreed upon, and the government can only do the things within that constitution. With that, you have, like our government, you have the rise of political parties. You have Tories and Whigs. You also have a cabinet created, okay, a group of political advisors that advises the monarch, okay, and advises Parliament and stuff like that. Then they decide they're going to select a prime minister, okay, and the prime minister will be the leader of the cabinet. He is going to be the chief official of the British government. So even though they have a constitutional monarchy and a limited monarchy and all this stuff, and it's not absolute anymore, England is going to become somewhat of an oligarchy, okay? The power will be in the hands of a few select people, like the cabinet members, like higher-ups in Parliament and stuff like that, okay? But at least it will be different than it had been, okay? And it's not an absolute monarchy. The people get to decide some things instead of just the king or queen.